Hello, my name is Antonio Weiss, and today I like to talk a little bit about this film that I am producing in South America. I will be shooting in Paraguay and some of the challenges that might occur.
It's a program for filmmakers by filmmakers. It's the Breaking Indie Podcast. Here we are, an interview with Antonio Weiss, filmmaker, actor, many things, and I would love to learn about your process, where you kind of started out and where you got to where you are, and what you're doing as a filmmaker these days. So welcome to the podcast, Antonio. Thank you for being here.
Thanks. I started out wanting to make films in a general way, and probably started out as an actor, but I think that I kept getting closer and closer to wanting to make my own work. And so I sort of have been staying out of the mainstream, trying to create, my own scripts. And I think I'm there now where I can write, produce, and direct something that it's all mine. But I do love to work with other people. I don't work alone. I don't get my scripts down from God, straight to me.
Yeah. It's a community. It's a process.
Yeah, for me, it's total community, and I work with other people and listen to advice always.
Mm-hmm. What are you working on right now?
Right now, I'm pre-producing and funding a piece that I'm going to shoot in South America, in Paraguay.
Wow.
So it's a feature film. So I don't have anything in the festival right now. I'm totally busy getting this going to where I want it. Get the right first the first phase of casting, because we're in the United States, and you need to get a name in order to further your funding in your distribution ideas.
Mm-hmm. And so how does when you're producing something out of the country like that, how do you go about not even casting a big name? Like, how do you go about local casting, or how do you tackle something like that?
I'm originally from Paraguay.
Okay.
So I know people in the film industry there, and the last thing you do is casting. But I need to find the right person for the main role, which I believe I already have. I found her in Buenos Aires. And this is a film that I want to shoot in the Native American language that is very prevalent in the countryside in Paraguay. For some reason, it survived really strongly. So it's going to be in Guarani and Spanish. Guarani is, have you ever seen The Mission with Robert De Niro and Jeremy Irons?
No, this isn't a documentary. This is a feature or a narrative
feature
film.
yeah
No,
well, it's those it takes place in the falls in South America and Brazil. Anyway, it's that language, and it takes place in the late 1940s in Paraguay, around the jungle and the railroad tracks.
And so a period piece on top of that. Wow.
It's a period
piece. You've got some challenges, I imagine.
I do.
Making something of that caliber.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I finally went there in August, and we did casting. We found this actress in Buenos Aires. She's quite lovely, and she just happened to be in a TV series with Robert De Niro right before that. So it was
That's great.
She's becoming a name. And the next thing would be we did location scouting in Paraguay, and one of my biggest needs was a steam engine, which I found, which rides about 1 mile. And
1 mile's enough.
1 mile. I had to do everything in 1 mile.
Okay.
Yeah. but
Oh.
not all of it is railroad tracks. The railroad. It's also there's a jungle and there's villages and there's a civil war happening around the time. So
Awesome.
there are different things. It's a woman that makes this trick with a little child in the 1940s.
When are you guys hoping to shoot this?
As soon as there is funding.
Yes. Oh, I know how that goes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I believe there is a chance that 2026 maybe. I don't think 2025 will do. Plus, you have to think about the heat when you will shoot. Because of the heat, it's 20% cheaper in summer.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of things to take into account. But I think the most important part of the whole thing is the script. And it's finished, and I keep retouching based on sometimes advice, sometimes the locations that I found, the people that I have in mind. So it's and the final product should be dubbed in English completely.
Will you guys have, unless you already speak that language, would you have a translator on set to like?
No, everybody's
Sure.
going to speak Spanish.
Okay.
In there, it's a Spanish-speaking crew. Everywhere in the world these days, you have crews, you have cameras, you have all the things that you need to make a film. You don't have the infrastructure that you have here. You don't have unions.
But no, I'm curious, like for the so if I were to be directing or doing a scene where the performance is in a dialect or
I
language,
speak it.
You do speak it.
I
Okay,
speak
that's what I was
Spanish,
kinda curious.
so we're going to communicate in Spanish.
Oh, but I
do-
thought, I'm sorry,
I do understand
misunderstood.
some of the Guarani language.
Guarani, yeah.
I understand some of it. They can talk to me, but most of these people are bilingual.
So yeah, so my thing was like, if you were to, is some of the actual script in Guarani?
Yeah, I would say 50% of it
Yeah.
would be in Guarani. Yeah,
Do you speak Guarani?
I speak some of it
Some.
badly. I've been here for 30 years, so I'm a tourist.
That's and that's what I'd be curious is like, once you have that on camera, like knowing like, okay, I have someone who can translate to make sure that it's pronounced right or it makes sense.
I'm gonna work
or
with
like
those
we
people.
know like what it
Yeah.
is actually being said.
Yeah,
I would be so nervous about that, like for me, because
I would know, and I have people that understand the language. They have studied that language. So, but the original script is in English, which I translated into Spanish, and once this thing goes, it will be the scenes in Guarani will be translated into Guarani.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you luck with this process. That's awesome. Do you guys have a working title name for it?
Yeah. Escaped from the Land of Oblivion, or Kidnapped from the Land of Oblivion. In Spanish is kidnapped. In English, it's still wavering which one.
Well, cool. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for telling us about this. I'm like,
Right.
I would love to follow up with you in a year or two and see
Yeah.
where you're at and
I like to
track the evolution of this
would
progress.
be a nice problem to have.
Yeah, well, once you guys either get to shoot it or it's
Yeah.
like out there, let's reconnect because
Yeah,
I'd love to
I'll
follow
let
up.
Nani know.
Yeah.
And well, she wanted me to be here specifically because I made this short film 25 years ago, which
Oh.
was in the first film festival.
Oh, well, let's talk about that real
And
fast.
the name of the film was Charing Cross,
Okay.
and it's a little take on Charing Cross station in London. So it's going to be on YouTube in the next few days. I'm sort of unearthing it. It's been sleeping in. It's in tape. Those
Yeah.
things are in tape.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's a little comedy. Interestingly enough, I did 2 comedies and 1 serious film.
They should show that. This is the 25 year anniversary. I feel like that's probably the only film that they may even have access to that would be from the original first year of
It
the
might
festival.
be. Yeah, I'm going to. When is we have today, tomorrow,
On Sunday.
yeah. I don't know where they would show it.
I don't know, but I do like that idea.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to make a DCP, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe they could link it to, maybe once you put it on YouTube, they could link it from their website or something.
They could, yeah. That's what I want to do. You know,
Maybe we can link it. There
Yeah.
we go.
Well,
Awesome. Well, maybe it's in the link below. I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, I have to get it, take it to Capitol Video probably, and
Sure.
turn it into a film. I could, but they can do it right now.
Yeah. Just let them do it.
Yeah.
Well, Antonio, thank you so much for today. It was a lovely conversation, and I really appreciate it, and hopefully get to hear more and follow up in the future with your
Yeah,
film.
hopefully so.
Yeah, thank you.
Means things are moving forward in a nice way. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, stick around. We've got another interview coming up after this, and until then, here's a couple of sponsorship ad promos coming your way. Don't leave. Stick around. Breaking Indie. This podcast is brought to you by brwdigital.com, a video production company based in Santa Fe, servicing the needs of businesses and content creators worldwide. brwdigital.com. Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of our interview. With us now is Eddie Velez. He has a film here at the Santa Fe Film Festival, Target Jeremy. But I would love to talk to you before we get to your project. I would love to hear a little bit about your background as a filmmaker. Where did you start out?
Well, I started out in New York at the High School of Art and Design. My major was advertising art, but I got more interested in filmmaking. And I had a best friend who, that was his major, and I used to cut my class and go to his class and see what they were doing, and I really got interested that way.
Yeah, do you still keep in touch with that friend?
I haven't. We did for a while, and we lost touch, but I heard that there's a high school reunion coming up, so I'll probably see him then.
All right, cool. So tell me a little bit about, like, you fell in love with it. How did that evolve?
Well, they offered another class in school, also an elective called Film Appreciation. So I took that class, and that was awesome. It was, they concentrated on film history and how to write a screenplay, that kind of thing. And it just took off from there. And then I took in a lot of theater in New York at the time on Broadway, and I got interested and wanted to be an actor. So I thought that's the way to go, and that's what I did. And I was very successful as an actor, but like a lot of actors, I wanted to direct. I thought I wanted to direct a movie. But it wasn't until I worked with a filmmaker, Steven Soderbergh, who it turns out he works the camera himself. He's the cinematographer and the cameraman. I had never worked with a director like that. So that was very inspiring to see him holding the camera. And it just got me to want to buy a camera and see what I could do with it. I decided I didn't want to just direct a film. I wanted to actually shoot one and make one. And that's what I did. That's how I got started with Target Jeremy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is this your first film?
I did yes, it's my first film. I did one afterwards that actually got edited even sooner, but this was my first, yeah.
You started shooting this one first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
What is the film about?
Well, it's an action-adventure spy thriller.
Cool.
Yeah, and it takes place in Iraq as a special agent who's on a mission to capture an Al-Qaeda leader and rescue a captured U.S. Marine.
Excellent. Where did you go shoot that?
I shot it in California, in the desert, in the Apple Valley.
Okay.
Once I saw the location, I thought, and it looked exactly like what it looks like in Iraq. So that's where I decided to shoot my film. I have a friend who lives out there, and all behind his property was just all desert. And he let me shoot there, and it didn't cost me a cent.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. And so then tell me a little bit about like the casting process. Or just, yeah, like how did that kind of evolve once you have a location, you have your script?
Mm-hmm.
What was that like for you?
Well, I cast some of my friends, some actors that I didn't know, but I found through other people. My lead actor is a martial artist. He's done a little bit of acting, but he's not a professional actor. But I met him, and I thought he was very interesting guy. He's a master in kung fu and Jeet Kune Do, which is Bruce Lee style, and he was teaching. So I went and I met with him through a cousin of mine who was taking his class. And after meeting him, I just was, I liked his personality. He didn't come off like a tough guy, even though when I saw what he was doing in class, I saw that he was the real deal. He could mess you up right away. He was deadly. But he was such a sweet guy, and with a happy-go-lucky personality, kind of a goofball at times. And I thought, wow, what an interesting guy. You'd never know that this guy could, destroy you in seconds.
Yeah, for sure. You don't want to find out.
No, you don't. But so that got me interested. I thought, a guy like him would make a great character. And that's what I did. I talked to him about it, and he was all for it. And he became the lead actor in my film.
Cool. So anytime you're doing action on an independent level, that's a huge challenge. I'd be kind of curious your approach to that, or what you guys kind of did to tackle that aspect of it.
Well, as far as the budget, it was great because, like I said, I didn't have to pay for the locations, and the same friend who's lived out there, it turns out he does these war reenactments.
Okay, yeah.
So he had all this equipment, rifles and guns and knives and uniforms and all kinds of things, and he showed me he had military vehicles, and I saw this, and I just got to thinking. I said, hey, if I can write something using this stuff, well, can I? And he said, yes. And that's what I did. I used everything he had.
Excellent.
Yeah, and it didn't cost me a cent, but because of all the material that he provided, I gave him a co-producer credit.
Sure. Awesome. So you did this, and then it sounded like you kind of went on to another project almost right away?
Not quite right away, but there was a friend of mine asked me to direct a film that he was interested in working on. Someone else had written this story, and we got together and we wrote the screenplay together. And it was a comedy. It was a 20-minute film, so it was a great introduction to filmmaking.
Two different genres?
Yeah.
How did you approach that differently than the Target Jeremy?
Well, the Target Jeremy, I love the action adventure part, but I still I squeezed in some humor, some comedy. I just, I can't help myself sometimes.
Well, you got to lighten things up, bring the mood up to bring it down.
Exactly.
It's all about the ride.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Did you find that process at all one more challenging than the other, of tackling something that's a little bit more lighthearted versus action?
Yeah, it was. It took a lot of planning to shoot this thing, but the action film. But it was great because I had read this book on first-time directors, and they all talked about the mistakes they made and the lessons they learned and on that first film and how they applied them to their next project. But I decided I didn't want to wait till my next project to incorporate my lessons that I've learned. So whenever something was not quite right, I would watch the footage of the lighting or whatever wasn't quite right. I would call everyone and say, we're going to reshoot this weekend and get it right. And that's what I did. I kept doing that the whole way.
What do you think was one of the biggest lessons you learned in that experience?
I think mainly just to jump in, because I really didn't know anything about cameras. I did take a class at UCLA on cameras, and that was great. But I would just say, just pick up a camera and shoot and look through and see what you get, and you'll see what works, what doesn't, and you will learn, and you can apply it either in your next project or right away, reshoot right away, and that's what I did. Yeah.
That's a great way to do it. That's the mantra here. Just grab a camera and do it.
Just do it. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Do you have any social media handles or something like that we can tag and
I don't.
connect with the film on?
I don't have any social media. I'm not on Facebook, any of those things. But I just recently put together a website for Target Jeremy, so you'll find out whatever is happening with that. Festivals that it's entered and so on.
Well,
And
I imagine by the time we release this, it will be linked below. So
yeah, it's just targetjeremy.com. That's it.
targetjeremy.com?
Yes.
All right, sounds great. Well, cool, Eddie. Well, thank you so much for being on, for sharing a little bit of your wisdom. And what was the name of your other film?
Yeah, it was called The Cross Up.
The Cross Up.
The Cross Up. Yeah.
And is Target Jeremy, is it a short film or a feature?
Well, it's an hour long, so
okay,
it's
yeah.
kind of in between. It's it's a long short or
I think it's like technically anything over 45 minutes.
makes it a feature. Yeah.
I'll call that a feature. That's a substantial piece of work, though.
Yeah.
Especially for really tackling something out of the gate for a first-time filmmaker. I know you've had other experiences, but that's awesome. Out of curiosity, too, what was the Steven Soderbergh film?
Traffic.
Never heard of it.
Never heard. I was gonna say.
No, I actually based a lot of the aesthetic for a project that has been an ongoing thing that I'm working on with my creative partner. But yeah, I love Traffic.
Oh yeah, well I'm the DEA agent who winds up in the swimming pool with Benicio.
Oh yeah, dude, totally.
Yeah.
That's like one of the best scenes ever.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember the
Sweet.
shot now.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. Well,
Wow,
Steven
exciting.
Soderbergh was in the pool with us holding the camera. Obviously.
So wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is true. Like he is like really an auteur in that way.
He is.
Where it's just like everything, and then he edits it himself. I don't
Yeah.
remember who the actor was, but I was listening to an interview recently where like he was like he would edit in the car ride home the dailies from the day before or whatever, and like send somebody a clip of like, here's the scene that we shot today,
Wow.
yesterday, like just like the quick turnaround.
Right.
So yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Well, it's
It sets the bar kind of high though.
yeah.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Awesome.
but it's an advantage when you're the editor because then you can just you see something that's missing. Since I shot the film, I would see like a little insert that I would need, and I would use my own hand or whatever it is and shoot it myself,
Oh, I do that
and
too,
insert
like,
it.
With this project, my most recent one, I would love to do like a commentary so I can tell everybody,
Yeah.
that's my head, that's the back of my head, that's me doubling over the whatever.
Right.
Like, it's kind of embarrassing, but like it's also the magic of it. Like when you see how you can kind of cheat things and stitch it together.
Yes.
Like to me, that's some of the favorite things.
Yeah,
These
yeah,
little
exactly.
secrets, you know?
Yeah, and same thing with sound effects and and so on.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to go back and watch Traffic now.
All right.
I want to go watch that movie.
All right, cool.
And I hope you have a wonderful time in Santa Fe, and we're excited to have you here.
My pleasure. Thank you. All right.